Good morning, YouTube family. Okay, so today I feel really strongly about doing a conversation or a little talk on God, basically. And I think the reason why I feel like this is because He is so much involved in my life that I actually feel that I want to share some of my testimonies with you guys so that you can make up your own minds whether you would want a relationship with somebody that is really loving and caring and somebody that is trustworthy and that will never ever let you down. Okay, so, and I know a lot of you is probably thinking, oh, I'm going to switch off to this now because I've been let down, because I've lost my family, this person's died, that person's had this happen to them, and this has happened. And I can understand where the frustration and the pain comes from. And I've been in the same situation as well because I've lost my father and I've lost people that are close to me. And the one thing that I will never ever do is blame God for those things because we all have a process in life that we have to go through, and it is not fair, I suppose, to have to go through this heartache and pain. But sometimes the pain and the heartaches that we go through are we do need to actually look at them as okay, it's an experience. Sometimes it's a lesson, sometimes it's a blessing, and sometimes it's just because the other person is suffering that much that they need to be released and they need to go to sleep. They need that time out. Anyway, I feel that yeah, I'm here because I am going to be putting blessings in your lives as much as I possibly can. I want to talk about the law of attraction as well, and I want to say that there's so much that you can attract into your life, but I think those attractions come for almost even more so. Yes, when you speak of them, but when you pray for them to come into your life, I think when you pray for blessings to come in, the blessings do come in. So I do think that it's important to pray for those things. Um, I also wanted to give a testimony because um, I had a few testimonies actually of healings, and the reason why I'm giving this testimony of healing is because I actually never believed or never knew that healings took place in this day and age, basically. So, I thought that, God only healed the people that were in the Bible. And I don't know whether a lot of you believe in the same thing, that you've been healed because, I mean, that not say you've been healed, but the only healings or raised from the dead that you ever heard of was through the Bible. Okay, so I would say there's loads of famous stories from the Bible, but my story doesn't come from the Bible. This one just comes because it's my own personal experience. So I've had like more than two healings actually. So the first healing that I ever received, I was, I'd say it was about probably 5, 6 years ago, and I had this really bad pain in my back. I think it was sciatica, and it's something that I had been struggling with for such a long time. So sometimes it would cause me to not be able to walk, or if I sat down, I wouldn't be able to get back up. And so I was in a lot of pain with that. And sometimes I would just literally not just completely not be able to move because the pain was so bad. So anyway, I had gone to church this one Sunday, and I was fairly new in this church at the time. And I was listening to one of the pastors, and the pastor got up and talked about healing. And so I was thinking, okay, then I never knew that there could be healings in like this day and age, in the now. Like, I thought it only happened in Bible times. So anyway, she was talking about her shoulder and how she had had this pain in her shoulder, and it had been there for a few years, and it was something that she had been suffering with. So I was like, okay. she then said that someone prayed over her and basically said that this pain in her shoulder was going to go and it wasn't going to come back. And at the time, she was like, "Yeah, right, whatever. It's you know, it's there, but it's never going to go because it's been there for ages." And so as the week progressed, she noticed that the pain in the shoulder started to become less and less until it completely disappeared. So I was like, okay then. So anyway, she said, I want to declare and I want to pray over anyone that's in this room today that is feeling any pain. And I was like, I got that pain in my back and I'm really thinking, this pain can't go because I've had it for over 8 years, so I can't see how it can go. Anyway, I'm going to see whether I believe her. So she prayed the prayer, and when she prayed, I felt something like just something inside me that felt different, and I felt like I'd released you know some kind of hurt that I had had in the past as well had left me, and I felt freer. And I also felt like this pain was like starting to go. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. Anyway, as the week went on, the pain obviously kind of disappeared. And then it wasn't just a week, then it was like 6 months and a year. And I'm thinking, I ain't had a bad back for ages. I can't remember the last time I did have a bad back. So now when I look back now and say like 6 years down the line, my back is now foolproof, sorted, happy, and healthy. And I thank God for that because, and also I'm proud of myself for actually trusting in God that actually I could be healed because it's something that I'd never ever experienced before. Okay, and another healing that I received, this one, I was actually in hospital. I'd say I was in hospital about 3 years ago, and I went in overnight with like a bloated stomach, really lots of really bad cramping pains, and it was so uncomfortable. And then the doctor kind of scared me a little bit, telling me that he thought it was my appendix. And then another doctor told me something else, and another one told me something else, and then basically they had cameras, had all sorts of stuff happening, and it was quite invasive. But at the same time, I just wanted to know what was wrong with me because I was in so much pain. And I stayed in overnight and just rested and felt a lot better after that. Then after that, I still had the same problems, but I was able to go home with just some like basically painkillers. They didn't really give me anything for my symptoms and told me that I may have to have an operation if the pain continues. So I was like praying to myself, I don't want to have an operation, don't want the operation. So I went to church and I went there the following week. So when I went to church the following week, I saw a friend that's there, Tim, and he basically prayed for me. So he asked me how my week was and stuff. And then I told him that I'd been in hospital, and he says, "Oh, would you like me to pray for you?" And I was like, "You can if you want to." I was thinking, I don't know what this is going to do, but yeah, if you want to pray, you can pray. So anyway, he prayed. He put his hand over my stomach and prayed. And so him and his wife prayed for me. And basically, I have never been back to the hospital with this pain in my stomach. In fact, my stomach is a lot more flatter now than it was before, and I don't have those pains that I had in my stomach again. So that pain went. And then I'd say about less than 6 months ago, I had really hurt my foot and I couldn't walk. And so this was just like I tripped over and really twisted my foot really bad and my ankle. So I was in so much pain again. And then I had gone to church again on the Sunday, as you do. And this lady, I think her name was Izzy, she was a really nice lady. And she literally prayed for like a speedy recovery for me. And the recovery, I'm telling you, it was quick. Where I said I couldn't walk, I think I wasn't walking at all for 2 days. And I was literally, I needed crutches, man. I was in so much pain. And then as soon as I got this prayer and I took the paracetamol and the ibuprofen and I went to bed. The following morning I was back up doing my squats again, almost as if the pain that I had in my foot had just completely just been taken away. And I just believe that that is, the power of Jesus. And because of that, I am just so blessed to be here and just to be a daughter of the King. And another day, so this was about 2 weeks ago now, 2 weeks I went to church. And so this basically is a video all about church and my experiences. But 2 weeks ago, I was in church and I was feeling a bit low. And I went up to the front for some prayers. And then they says, oh, if anybody that's went up to the front, if you want to go out the back and get a book, then you can. And I thought, well, I don't need the book. I've already had one before. So I just went and sat down. And so listened to the service, still felt a bit, felt like, okay, God's there, but I just needed a little bit more, but I didn't know what I needed. Anyway, at the end, this beautiful lady, Ava, she came up to me. I've never met her before, and that's terrible, but yeah, she's such a lovely lady. And she came up to me and she said, I just wanted to tell you that God said that He wants to cover you with His love. And I almost burst into tears. And then she started saying to me that He loves you and that He believes that you are the apple of His eye. And she said some other stuff to me, and I just immensely felt this love that I felt like I'd never felt love before. And everything that she said, everything that you are longing for and you are wanting is going to come to you, and it's going to come because God says that it's yours and it's yours to have, and that He loved me so much. And I just felt like this is the most amazing thing that I've ever experienced, because when someone says that to you and they don't know you, and it's almost like, how did they know that I needed to hear that at that time? God speaks to everybody and He puts the right people in your path at the right time if you will allow Him to. And I think it's only now that I'm actually starting to allow Him in my life a little bit more, and I want Him there permanently to stay in my life. And yeah, I'm grateful for my life. I really, really am. And yeah, I hope that my video today, hope it didn't bore you. I hope you enjoyed the fact that I shared my testimonies. If there's any testimonies that anyone else has had regarding any healings, then yeah, please comment and share them, because it'll be amazing to see all the blessings that are received in everybody's life. And I'm just grateful to be here, as you know, as I said already. And I would love you guys to have a fantastic day and believe that there is so much in store for you. Whatever, you might be going through a really hard time in life right now, but I believe that if you just put your trust in God and ask Him, don't just sit there, ask Him, but ask Him to show you how to manifest and how to have the success that you want in your life, just bit by bit, day by day. I'm sure that He will show up in your life every single day. Just ask Him to be there. Anyway, have a God blessed day. Take care and see you again. Till next time. Bye.